Every woman at some point in her life looks into the mirror. There is a quiet strength in every woman. It doesn't always roar. It doesn't always scream for attention. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's just the decision to wake up again and face another day. But make no mistake, it is powerful. And every woman needs to be reminded of that. We live in a world that tries to tell us who we are, that tells us how we should look, what we should wear, when we should speak, what we should dream, and when we should stop dreaming. It tells us what's too much and what's not enough. And somehow, in trying to live up to all these expectations, we start forgetting who we truly are. I want to tell you something I've learned. Not as an actress, not as a public figure, but as a woman who has felt lost, uncertain, and vulnerable. Every woman needs to learn how to stand tall when the world wants her to shrink. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you that you don't need permission to speak your truth. You don't need approval to chase what sets your soul on fire. And you certainly don't need validation from anyone to love yourself exactly as you are. Flaws, scars, strength, softness, all of it. I remember when I struggled with depression, when everything felt like a blur, when smiles were masks and silence felt like home. I know what it's like to feel like your world is falling apart inside, while outside everyone thinks you're just fine. And in those moments, I realized something very important. No matter how beautiful, how successful, how admired you may be, every woman needs to feel seen, heard, understood. And most importantly, every woman needs to feel safe being herself. Not just in society, not just in her relationships, but in her own mind. That's where true freedom begins. That's where self-worth is born. So many of us are taught to be everything for everyone else. We learn how to be good daughters, good partners, good professionals. We learn how to balance a million things on our shoulders with a smile. But who teaches us how to be good to ourselves? Who reminds us that it's okay to put ourselves first without feeling guilty? Let me say it clearly. Prioritizing your mental health is not selfish. Setting boundaries is not rude. Asking for help is not weakness. Saying no is not rebellion. It is necessary, it is human, it is strong. Every woman needs to stop apologizing for being herself. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be ambitious. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to feel deeply. And yes, you are allowed to cry, to laugh, to rise, to fall, and to try again. You are not too emotional. You are not too loud. You are not too bold. You are not too quiet. You are exactly enough. And the day you believe that, not just say it, not just hope for it, but truly believe it, is the day everything will change. Every woman needs to be reminded of her resilience, of that inner fire that refuses to go out. Even when life throws its worst, that fire flickers inside you, waiting to burn bright again. Maybe someone tried to dim it, maybe life tried to bury it, but it's still there, waiting for you to believe in it again. I know that sometimes the world feels overwhelming. There are pressures, judgments, comparisons. Social media shows us picture-perfect lives. And somewhere in all of that, we forget that real life is messy, that growth is not linear, that healing takes time. If you are going through something right now, if you feel tired or broken or invisible, please hear me when I say this. You are not broken. You are becoming, you are evolving, you are learning to rise from things that were meant to break you. And that is something extraordinary. Every woman needs to rewrite the narrative she's been given. You don't have to be the quiet one just because they told you to be polite. You don't have to dim your light so that others can feel comfortable. You don't have to settle for less because someone else thinks that's all you deserve. You don't have to follow the script someone else wrote for your life. Write your own story, in your voice, in your language, at your pace. And don't let anyone else hold the pen. You know, when we were little girls, we dreamed with our eyes wide open. We believed we could be astronauts, dancers, scientists, queens. We weren't afraid to imagine big. But somewhere along the way, the world taught us to play small, to be realistic, to be careful. But here's the truth. Every woman still has that little girl inside her. The one who wants to dance in the rain, the one who wants to climb mountains, the one who wants to make something beautiful out of her life. And we owe it to her, we owe it to ourselves to not give up on her dreams. We are not here to just survive, we are here to live boldly, fully, authentically. Every woman needs to surround herself with voices that uplift her. Friends who don't compete but cheer for her. Mentors who guide without ego. Partners who see her strength, not just her beauty. Spaces where she can be vulnerable without fear. You don't have to do everything alone. You don't have to be strong all the time. Allow yourself softness. Allow yourself rest. Allow yourself the grace to grow. And most of all, every woman needs to believe that her journey matters. Whether you're building a career, raising a family, healing from heartbreak, chasing a passion, or simply trying to get through the day, your journey matters, it is valid, it is worthy of respect, and it is powerful. You don't have to change the world to be important. You just have to be you. Every time you choose kindness over cruelty, strength over fear, love over bitterness, you're changing the world in your own way. Every time you speak up, every time you lift another woman up, every time you walk away from what no longer serves you, you're building a better world. Not just for you, but for every woman who comes after you. You have no idea how many people are looking at you right now, finding strength in your courage, hope in your authenticity. Sometimes, just by being yourself, you give others permission to do the same. That is the power of one woman. That is the ripple effect of self-belief. And so, if there's one thing I could leave you with today, it's this. You are not here by accident. Your life has meaning. Your voice has power. Your presence is a gift. Don't wait for someone else to tell you that. Don't wait for a perfect moment to feel that. Say it to yourself every single day, especially on the days it's hardest to believe. You don't need to be fearless, you just need to be brave enough to take the next step. And if you stumble, take your time, breathe, cry if you need to. But don't stop walking, don't stop